Hi, so for my research project, I start off very, very general. I just researched into Roman authors in general just to get a general sense of what I wanted to do, what type of genre, what type of people. And that's when I found Ovid. I remember we did some Ovid last year with Metamorphosis. So I really actually liked Metamorphosis and the pieces that we read from it. I think it'd be really interesting to do more of Ovid and kind of continue that because I don't know, I just really like his poems. I like the nature route. I know he does other stuff, so I might look into some of his other poems and other works. But Ovid is definitely a top contender for me. I'm going on like the poetry poem track, so I was trying to research more of other poets from then on. So I found Gratius. He was a very great poet during the Roman times, and he wrote a lot of poems, so he definitely has a lot to work with, and I need to research more into what types of poems he did, because I don't want anything super serious, or I don't want anything sad at all. I just want to read something super interesting, some interesting poems, because I like the metres and how it flows. So another Roman poet that I found was Persius. Persius wrote more of satire type poems, like they're more criticisms, and I don't know, I think that's really interesting. I like when people express their feelings or political opinions in poems in the form of like satire. I think that is always very interesting. It's kind of similar to how Catullus writes, how if what we've read Catullus, I would do Catullus, but we're reading him this year, so I don't want to do that. But I think Persius is definitely another one of my top contenders with his satire and criticism poems. I just think they would be interesting. And obviously I was looking more into female poets too, but there are very few during the Roman times who've had their works survived, but one of them is Sulpicia. She is a Roman poet, but only 6 of her poems have survived, and they're very short. So I might not do her just because there's not a lot to work with, but I think it'd be really interesting to see what she's done. Her work is also published in someone else's book, but I still think it'd be really cool to do a female poet during the time just to see how she writes and how it's like different from how all the other male poets write. So I definitely think my top contenders now are Ovid, Persius, and Sulpicia. I think I'm going to look more into those 3 when I start off the second semester and see which ones poems I like more, and then I guess I'll decide then. But those are my top 3 contenders. My general research was about poems and poetry, and yeah.